Hi, this is Kevin with KGM Jam, owner per Advertisers Club, with another episode of Farming Simulator 22, Pioneers map, Western Brazil. I've been working on the road to nowhere, and I don't know why I'm calling it that, it just sounded good, but it's actually going to the main road in town. It's going to follow the river bank along here. So I've been clearing the trees out. Every little patch you see, there's where I cut a tree down. That one I couldn't get to, but I've got all this done so far. So what I'm going to do next is mow it and get the money for the grass. And then what I'll start doing is laying dirt down with the painter, which is in the landscaping section. But first, I got to go get some fuel. I'm going to run out of gas here. I might make it, I don't know. So what do you do when you're low on fuel? You drive as fast as you can, right? So eventually it's going to go all the way along that riverbank to the main road, and which is tying into some more plans that I got in the future. I'm kind of developing a biogas type setup in the entire map, but that's going to be way down the road because right now I got a lot of work to do. So let's fill up here. I mean, I'm on fumes right now. And I might as well go ahead and repair my tractor while I'm here. Shouldn't be too much, because right now the damage is 9%. Okay, so it's going to cost me $428, which is not bad at all. It's got 2 hours on it. And I know once it gets to about 40s when you want to sell it, so I still got a lot of time. Now I need to repair my mulcher. Which I don't know if I even need to repair that. Well, yeah, actually I do, 24%. Let's see how many hours is on it. 13 hours, so I'm about, and I use it a lot, so, and it's only 270 repair, that's not bad. Okay. But if you saw in some of my earlier videos, I had bought that used vehicle out of the used shop, and it had 60 hours on it. I wasn't paying attention to that. It was costing me almost $20,000 a day in repairs. So keep that in mind when you're buying a used vehicle. And this is a mod that I bought, and I thought it was going to be part of my tool inventory, which right now I got the chainsaw and the night vision goggles, but it's actually a vehicle. And that's how fast you can move. That's it. So I think I'm just going to sell it. It's as a vehicle is how they put it in there. So I could buy some more equipment and tow it, put it on a flatbed or something, but it just ain't worth it. I love the ideal though. Really do, whoever did it. Alright, so let's hook back up here. Right there is where you sell the grass right now. Oh shit, sorry. Goes over a deer. But here's the other road I built. There's two of them I built right now. One was at the one I just came into town on, and this one's on the other side of town, so if I'm bringing the grass in, it was a lot easier to get to instead of driving through town. And this little patch right here, it belongs to, from here to here belongs to the city. And on the map, it's pretty much this whole road, this city, and then a village, I guess is what you'd really want to call it, or town. And so if I highlight it, let's see, I gotta go up to the, okay, right here. So this one I can unselect. Oh, it won't let me. Okay. So anyway, this light blue. So if I bought this, which is 504,000, I'm going to own all that. I'm going to own the road and the other town and the rivers, from what it looks like. Maybe that means I can cut the trees down inside of them. And you're like, well, why would they sell you the river? Because in order to put like a bridge across and do work on it, I mean, I'm thinking that, so I'll find out. Because right now I only own up to that line, and I can't do anything in the river. And there's some stuff I want to do, like a bridge. There's a bridge mod, I can put bridges across the river. So that might be my next purchase, or I want to purchase this here. And I'm going to cut all the trees down. The tree's just incredible income. And then here's all grass, so that's where I'm at right now. And then of course I'm building this road. Also the other day I downloaded the precision farming, and so here's what it put into it. So you usually have just these two, and then that was in the middle. And I haven't really got into it to see. It's some kind of soil sample. I'm going to have to watch some videos on it from other YouTubers, or research it a little bit. But evidently it lets you just, take it more to a realistic level as far as testing the soil to get the most yield you can possibly get out of it. And I think it raises it to 125%, maybe even higher, but it's expensive, because when I went to do a test on this property, it was $12,000 just for the test. Okay, which if you're making a lot of money, ain't a big deal, but that's a lot of money to me. So I'm going to skip that right now. I'll eventually get to it and make a video about it. But I do like the ideal. Now when I cut trees down, it gives me an environmental fee. Oh, also, when I own this road, I'm going to patch it up like that one, to where it doesn't have all these water puddles in it. So I'm sure the townspeople will be happy about that when I own the town. So this is going to bring you up to a bridge, which I don't like. I will be getting rid of that bridge. And the road's going to come out here somewhere, right around in here, because if I did it right along the river to the bridge, to make that turn is going to be hard. So what I'll do is I'll curve it out, come out about here, and then that way I can continue across, or make that left turn into the bridge and go across. And you know what? This water's so shallow that even if you drop your vehicle in it, on other maps you lose the vehicle. You got to send it back to the thing. But pretty much you can drive right across the whole, it's not that big of a deal. So it's more cosmetic, I guess, than the need of really having to have a bridge. What is that? I have no idea. Every now and then you see a palm tree. Yeah, there's one right there. Is that a banana tree? No, it's a palm tree. And every now and then you see a banana tree too. But so I'll clear that out right probably here. And that will come up from the river bank. A lot of bushes right here to clear. But it's going to run right along the water's edge. All these trees will be gone to about that one right there. And all the bushes will be gone, of course. So I got a lot of work. A lot of work. It thins out up ahead, but right here, it's just going to be mad. Okay, so all those trees are coming down. That one right there on the left. This is right about, I'm up to this curve right here. Yeah, we don't hit a tree, damn it. Oh, no, maybe it's another curve, I don't know. I'm about halfway. Or maybe not even halfway. I got a long way to go. Here I am, right here. So I think that's a stump over there. Let me go grind it. So this is where I'm up to, right here. Let's look at that on the map. So yeah, I've only gone this far because it's going to connect the home base there. But I'm going to have a bridge right here to get into this property. And I don't think I'll need a road on the other side. But I'll probably do one all along this river, just to give me faster ways to get to one area to another. It just gives me something to do, I guess, while I'm waiting for the grass to grow. Alright, so let's go. Let me show you one more thing before I let you go, because I got a lot of work to do, and that is when you go to cut the tree down and then you sell it, you're going to get a environmental fee of some kind. Now, see, that's going to fall into the water, and I don't think I can cut it. See, I can't cut it now, but now if you have any tree cutting and you got something in the water you can't get to it, get this $500 mobile wood mill. And look at that. You can just sell it. That's a bush in there. I can't get to that until I own the river. And see the $26 environmental score penalty? So that's the extra. It's going to penalize you for anything you do to harm the environment, I guess. And I guess cutting, even if it's your property and you're cutting along the riverbank, it's I don't know, maybe it's any tree. Maybe it's even going to be these trees right here. So it's like a tax for cutting down the trees on your property, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you get a chance, go check out Pro Advertisers Club. And please leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Any ideas you got, what you're doing on Pioneer's Map, or anything with FS22 or FS anything. I'm a big Web3 fan. This is a game I would love to see on Web3. And you're like, well, what is Web3? Why would you want farming simulator in Web3? Well, that means it would be on the blockchain. And not that, what I should really say is I'd like to see the economy on the blockchain. I don't think the actual game would need to be on it. And you're like, well, what benefit would there be to the game being on the blockchain, being on Web 3? And I'm thinking like Hive Engine or Immutable X would be a good match, maybe. There's a lot more out there, but those are the two I'm familiar with. But what it would do is it would give you ownership of this tractor. Now it's not micro, it's not the macro purchases like in the past that ruins games. What it does is it turns this tractor into an NFT, a non-fungible token. Okay, and what FS22 could do, or any of the FSs, is the company could drop, let's say, 100,000 of these tractors, and they'd be numbered 1 to 100,000. So it'd make them like a collectible. But they drop them, and maybe a blind drop. So you would randomly get 1 to 100,000 because that's a collectible as far as the number, the mint number. Okay, but the true value for everybody would be that you would own it, and at that point you could take it off of the game and either put it in another FS game or just put it in your wallet somewhere. But the best part is you could sell it to another player for in-game tokens. Okay, I might be losing you here if you're not familiar with Web3. So the in-game, let's just call the in-game token the FS token. Okay, FS22 token. So throughout the game as you're playing it, you'd get rewarded with tokens. Maybe first, they'd have like a list every day to do, like logging in, you get so many tokens, working on your property, so many tokens, etc., etc. And then with those tokens, you can buy and sell things. And then you can convert it into USDC, which is cash, or send it to your bank, all that kind of stuff. If you're not familiar with Web3, it's really just adds another whole layer to the economy in a game. And yeah, they have to be careful, because if you do it wrong, you get the people who will come in and just drain the game of finance. But if you balance it, and do it right, it's a very wonderful thing. So like, here's the best part for the mod developers. That tractor was a mod too. They would get a percentage of the sales, of the initial sales, but every time it's sold for perpetuality, for the rest of their lives, they'd get a percentage of the sale. So in other words, I got this on a drop. Say this mod came out, or this mod, and let's say they're going to charge $10 for the drop. Anybody who wants to partake in it has got to put in $10, and you get it, and say it's mint number 50, whatever. But after a while, I said, you know what? I want to sell it. So I sell it to another player on the open market. Now I no longer have it. They have it. But there was a sell fee. So FS22 would get a part of that fee, but the developer, the mod developer, would also get a percentage of that. So then that person sells it. Same thing happens again, and so on and so on. That's a little bit of Web3. I don't know if I explained it exactly right, but that's the kind of things that could happen. And you're like, well, everybody should be able to have a tractor. Everybody, okay, that's fine. But it would, if you understand what I just told you, you could do that with everything in the game. Everything. And it would bring in probably a lot more than what's even now, because FS is pretty popular. So you could do that with Skyrim, the farming simulation games. Any of these simulation games are really good for Web3. The ones that I play is just on the Hive engine. I just love it. So anyway, that's my attempt at explaining Web3. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.